What's going on, you little rascals? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. It is the very first day of May, and here we are sitting at about $72.2 thousand with roughly 11 hours and 18 minutes left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about the price action. So we are dropping down today. We have a little bit more of an aggressive day than we've had over the past 4 days. This was expected. We moved up a little bit over the weekend, and typically when you see that, you do see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe all three of those days, if not one of those days, we see a little corrective phase back below where that Friday close was. Right? We moved up over the weekend. We moved down over the week. That's pretty normal stuff. It's not guaranteed. Don't treat that like it's some secret hack that nobody knows, and every time you apply it, it works. It's not how it is. But a good bit of the time, it works more often than it doesn't work, and I do suspect that we are still on our way to this 70 to 65K area, 66K area, whatever the case may be. We take this low here, put it at the high there, the low to high of this overall movement up. The golden ratio is right there, guys. It's so close. 71.3 to 70K. It's right there. That very well could be the cusp of where we find our next support and we move up, right? I don't expect at this point in time that we get too high above 75.5K. It is possible that we get to like 76K still, something a little bit above this area, but I don't suspect that we get too much above there. There's prior support here. There's a 382 there. Typically in this scenario, when you're expecting to go down, and I do expect us to go lower, I don't expect that you break above this zone. So something back in this zone is coming our way. I do expect to see some volatility, and then we'll probably continue moving down. But nonetheless, lower is the name of the game. If we take the low here of this overall range for back on February 6th to the high there that we had earlier in May, low to high, the golden ratio there is at about 71.3K. No, I'm sorry, that's the golden ratio from this low to high. The 0.5 is right in the middle of there. The golden ratio is at 67.8 to 66.3, and I do believe that we inevitably work our way down to this area. That's kind of my expectation at the moment. Anyways, let's look at the short-term stuff. We'll zoom back out. We'll go over some of this daily stuff here in a second, but I want to look at the 1 hour time frame first. 1 hour time frame, moving down at a rather tenacious pace, right? You had no life in you at all here. This is just some kind of like sideways dud of a rally, and it's quite possible that we are seeing some type of bear flag play out here, and in which case we might expect to see prices that are again around 70K, 68K, something right around that area. You're moving out, you're moving down, you've got some volume coming in, backs up the move. Looking at the RSI, you're oversold. Stochastics are oversold, and the MACD is crossing below the zero. All bearish things, not good things. We look at the 4 hour time frame, and the RSI is getting oversold here. Stochastics are oversold. The MACD is still bearish, and you're starting to build bearish momentum here. All bearish things, my friends. Looking like we want to go lower. If we take this here, I'm just kind of curious if we see this low to high, right at the golden ratio. Maybe we find a little bit of turbulence here. Perhaps a little move back up to 73.3K, something like that, and then we continue lower. But I still expect that we go lower. I do think that we at least interact with 71K, if not 70K, something in that zone there. Not a whole lot to see really on the indicators as far as I'm concerned. We're getting oversold on the daily. That's not good, right? And typically whenever you get oversold on the daily, here you're building, but whenever you're decaying, you're coming from your overbought zone to your oversold zone. Whenever we first got oversold here, that was like right there. It was literally right there. That was the beginning of this next phase down. So could we be at the beginning of this next phase down? I mean, we already kind of started it here, but could we be at the beginning of something that's a little bit more aggressive? Perhaps we are. I do think that we have lower to go. I think all these signals in culmination together are not bullish. There is a little bit of bullish divergence on the MACD, but that's only so long as we have higher lows here in the histogram. If we keep going lower and we get rid of those higher lows and we see a lower low there, well, at that point, that bullish divergence goes away, and that bullish momentum is no longer with us, and that's actually a very bearish thing to turn bullish momentum around like that. Stochastics are oversold. RSI just got oversold. I don't really like what I'm seeing here. It's hard to be bullish here. We still have 11 hours left in the day. Let's see how the day closes. The short-term time frames, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, give me a little bit of hope that we could pull back pull back up above 73K maybe by the end of today. And if we do that, that might help deter this bearish effect on the daily time frame. But overall, it is what it is. I believe we're going somewhere around 70K, if not lower. And then from there, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I really wouldn't be surprised if one of these two scenarios played out from low to high. Right? Either we bounce in this area, and then we kind of quote unquote break out of this lower high, lower low trend. And right there, when we break out, that's when everybody gets bullish, but we're going to be bearish still, and we're going to go lower. That's the option one. Or option two, it's a little bit more dramatic, but it's kind of the same idea. Low to high here, we work our way down to the golden ratio here, and then we get a nice little bounce. And same thing, right? As soon as we break out of this downward sloping channel here, that's where everybody gets max bullish. We'll be bearish and still go lower is the expectation. Either way, this little channel that we have formed here, I do suspect that soon enough we will break out of it. I think we have lower to go first, but soon enough we'll break out of it. That will generate some bullish expectations. The market might get excited, and we're just going to get excited right at prior areas of support and then dump. That's probably what's going to happen. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.